Back in Invincible Season 1, Immortal was that guy. Leader of the Guardians. Calm under pressure, holding his own against Omni-Man. The dude was elite. Now, he's a mess. By seasons 2 and 3, Immortal is getting washed in every fight, making reckless calls and slowly unraveling. Once seen as Earth's top hero, he's now more of a liability, and fans are starting to turn on him. So what happened? How does someone go from top tier to totally irrelevant? If you like deep dives like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more breakdowns. Let's run it back to Season 1, when Immortal was at his peak and still felt, well, immortal. Let's rewind to Season 1, where Immortal wasn't just a name, it was a statement. He was the face of the Guardians of the Globe, the alpha, the veteran, the man you called when things got out of hand. And he made it look easy. In the opening episode, we see the Guardians roll in to stop the Mauler twins' chaos, and right away, Immortal stands out. He's not just strong, he's focused. He takes charge, gives orders, and starts handling business. While the team spreads out, Immortal gets up close and personal with one of the Mauler twins. He throws hands, wins the exchange, and saves multiple lives in the process. He even tosses a bunch of guards into the air so Omni-Man can catch them, which, honestly, was a clean combo move. That's coordination. Later in the season, some knockoff Vulture villain starts the classic evil monologue routine. Immortal doesn't waste a second. No dramatic standoff, no witty back and forth. He just grabs the dude and yeets him into space. That's vintage Immortal. Skip the drama, get the job done. Then comes the real test, the Guardians versus Omni-Man. This fight became one of the most iconic scenes in the show, and while most of the team gets shredded, Immortal actually puts up a fight. He and War Woman tag team Omni-Man, landing real hits. Not just flashy punches, but actual damage. At one point, Immortal even draws blood. That's not nothing against a Viltrumite. Sure, he dies. But it's not a clean kill, it's a battle. And it's a battle that ends with Omni-Man in a coma. Think about that. The Guardians, with Immortal at the front, pushed a Viltrumite that far. This was Immortal at his best. Tactical, powerful, respected. He wasn't just another hero, he was the hero. You can't keep a guy called Immortal down forever. After getting murked by Omni-Man, dude makes a comeback. And he's not exactly in the mood for small talk. Thanks to the Mauler twins and their mad science, Immortal is brought back from the dead. And the second he wakes up, it's full chaos. He breaks out of his restraints, rips the control collar off like it's a cheap necklace, and screams out into the sky.
Where is Omni-Man? Where is he?
No warm-up, no breath. Just blind rage. And get this. The Maulers, the same guys who revived him, immediately back down, hands up, terrified. That tells you all you need to know. Even after dying, Immortal's presence still shakes villains to their core, so he takes off, absolutely furious, flying across the world in search of Omni-Man. And when he finds him, oh boy, he doesn't hold back. Immortal blindsides Omni-Man midair with a punch that sends shockwaves. Blood starts flying. This isn't just a grudge match. This is a beatdown. And yeah, Omni-Man starts swinging back. But Immortal isn't just surviving. He's actually hurting him. That's rare. At one point, they collide mid-flight, full force, and guess what? Omni-Man's the one sent flying, Immortal's still hovering, fists up, locked in. That's a moment. That's a statement. The fight rages on for a while. It's not one-sided. But considering how dominant Omni-Man usually is, the fact that Immortal keeps up for this long says everything. He's fighting one of the strongest Viltrumites alive and making it competitive. Eventually, sure, he gets dropped. That's kind of his thing at this point. But this version of Immortal, he was terrifying. Unhinged, sure, but powerful as hell. He wasn't a liability. He was a real problem. This wasn't the same calm, calculated leader from Season 1. This was Immortal in Berserker mode, fueled by anger, driven by vengeance, and throwing hands like every punch had a score to settle. This should have been the next chapter in his legacy, the rebirth of a legend. But sadly, this was the last time Immortal ever felt like a serious threat. Season 2 kicks off and things start going sideways for Immortal. Fast. The guy who once led the Guardians with confidence suddenly looks off, like someone took the juice out of his step. Early on, we see a different dimension's Immortal fighting a marked Invincible variant. It's close, sure, and Immortal even lands some hits. But then Omni-Man swoops in and quickly takes him down. Not exactly a flex. Then comes the Guardians versus the Segwids fight. This was supposed to be a big moment, a chance to show the team still has it. But nope. On Earth, Rex, Kate, and Ray get wiped out hard by the lizard monsters. Immortal's girlfriend, Duplicate, also gets handled. Not good. Meanwhile, on the spaceship, Immortal tries to take the lead, but he's quickly cut down and stripped of a vital device by Mark. A straight-up reminder that someone else is now faster and stronger. Back on Earth, Immortal finds out Kate survived, but instead of feeling relief, he spirals. He becomes this whiny, unstable mess, snapping at teammates and refusing Cecil's advice to take a vacation. The guy who once embodied calm leadership now looks like he's about to crack. When an alien shows up looking for Invincible, Immortal freaks out, assumes the worst, and immediately attacks, only to get mentally wrecked by the alien's telepathic probing.
Get out of my head!
He yells, dude's clearly losing it. By the end of the season, Immortal admits he's a liability and wants to quit. Cecil insists he take a break instead, a long overdue vacation that Immortal grudgingly accepts. Season 2 stripped away the myth of Immortal's dominance and replaced it with something very human. Doubt, frustration, and ego bruised to the point of breaking. By Season 3, Immortal isn't just struggling, he's practically a punchline. The guy who once commanded respect is now getting wrecked by random villains and even the low-tier bad guys. Remember when the Guardians got captured by those underground bug monsters? Immortal and most of the team were trapped in cocoons like rookie sidekicks. It was wild. This was the strongest hero on Earth just getting swatted like flies. No excuses. Later, when the team fights the Mer twins again, Immortal starts off getting tackled and slammed into a pole. Seriously, a pole hurt him worse than any fight before. That moment alone made fans scratch their heads. How did the top dog become this fragile? Even when he landed a solid punch, he quickly got taken down by a nervous system gun. Meanwhile, Darkwing, who's newer and less experienced, was doing way more damage. That contrast made Immortal's decline even more obvious. The worst part? The team isn't just losing faith. Immortal himself is souring on Mark for no clear reason. Despite Mark doing nothing but try to keep the team together, Immortal's bitterness grows, turning him into a bitter hater. What started as a respected veteran is now a bitter, broken shadow of his former self. The ultimate fall from grace. Season 3 hits hard with one of the wildest reveals yet. Immortal's future self has gone completely off the rails. This isn't just a bad day or a losing streak, it's a full-on meltdown. Mark, Invincible, gets whisked away to the future by time-traveling twins. There, he finds a terrifying truth. The ruler who's been murdering millions and enslaving people is none other than Immortal himself. The guy once hailed as Earth's strongest hero is now a ruthless tyrant. What happened? After Mark left Earth with his family, he left Immortal in charge. Sounds like a dream gig, right? Except Immortal just couldn't handle the pressure. Instead of stepping up, he cracked under the weight. The once calm leader snapped, losing his mind and becoming a dictator obsessed with ending Mark's life, claiming it's the only way to end his suffering. When Mark finally confronts this future Immortal, it's a brutal showdown. Immortal's strong, no doubt, and actually lands some serious hits. Mark's barely trying, and yet he's getting rocked. It's the darkest version of Immortal we've seen, twisted by power and pain. But, of course, Mark ultimately wins. It's clear Immortal's downfall isn't just physical, it's mental. The guy who was supposed to be unstoppable became his own worst enemy. And if that wasn't enough, Immortal's fight against a weaker Invincible variant during the Invincible War was a disaster. He got toyed with and killed, making it painfully obvious he's nowhere near his old self. From champion to chump, Immortal's fall was brutal, and it's left fans wondering if he'll ever get back on top. Immortal's journey from top-tier hero to background player has been a wild ride. Once a symbol of strength and leadership, his unshakable image slowly unraveled. So, what went wrong? First, the writing shifted. In Season 1, he was a commanding presence. Later, he faced breakdowns and unstable behavior. It added drama, but also weakened his mythos. Second, his development felt more like a reset than growth. The confident leader became bitter and reckless, less layered, more lost. Third, the spotlight moved to Mark, and Immortal got pushed aside. Now he stands as a cautionary tale about pride, relevance, and losing your place in a world that evolves without you. But his story isn't over. Could Immortal rise again? Or is he done for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more on XenoPulse.
You might as well give up. I'm